Alright, what's going on, everyone? So in today's video, I want to talk about tips for new drivers getting started in the industry. First, I want to start off, I don't think I've kind of given a background on myself. I started off working as a chemical operator. For 5 years, I swapped over to the shipping and receiving department, worked there for 6 years, loading tank trucks, rail cars, dry vans, things like that, setting up ship lines, dealing with the railroad. So, and then I left there, went and worked as a fleet manager for a year and a driver manager, and then transitioned to trucking, which I've been doing for about 8.5, 9 months now. Uh, so with that being said, I've kind of seen it on both sides of the aisle, from the administrative and from actually doing the work. This list was also compiled with the help of my friend Laura. She was a driver manager for Schneider for, I'm going to get this wrong, but I think it was like 15 or 17 years. So these are some tips that she also gave me. And so I'm going to I've made a list. I'm going to kind of go over it. We're going to break it down in operational, safety, financial, and driving. And we're going to try to make it quick. I don't want to draw it out too much. A lot of this people already know because it's common sense. So let's start with operational advice. The one thing I want to say is don't expect to know everything when you come into this as a new driver. You're not going to know everything. So keep an open mind. Know who to listen to and who not to listen to. If you have a mentor program or at your company, use your mentors. I know over here at Jordan we have mentors. Use them. They have operational and administrative experience on both sides of the aisle, and so they can help you with a spectrum of things. So keep an open mind. Be willing to learn. Don't expect to know everything. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Number two, important thing, you drive your truck, nobody else does. So your CDL is yours to protect. You have a responsibility to protect your CDL, keep your safe, and keep others on the road safe. That's your lifeline to making a career out of truck driving, your CDL. So I don't care who it is. If it's storming and you do not feel confident in your driving ability in and it doesn't make sense to be driving in that weather, you're too tired, whatever it may be, pull over. Worst case scenario, I mean, and I would hope no companies would do this. Worst case scenario, they fire you. Who cares? You know why? Because that $7,000 CDL is still in your pocket, and maybe that you have saved the life of somebody on the road and saved your life. So drive your truck how you feel comfortable to drive it. Don't let anyone else drive your truck. That's a big thing. Now, this operational advice, this is as far as just operations in your truck. Let's go down the list here. Make good sound judgment calls. Again, that goes back to you drive your truck. Safety first. Watch your fatigue levels and your weather. If you're too tired, pull over and stop. If the weather is nasty, there's no sense in pushing it. In trucking, you want to start off slow. And that's how you kind of want to run. You want to be slow, methodical, make calculated decisions. And this will go back to another segment of this conversation with trip planning, with weather, fatigue. Plan your trips to accommodate what's best for you. If it doesn't look, smell, or feel right, stop. I know it sounds weird, but if you see something on your truck that doesn't look right, stop. If you're going to be driving this truck so much that you're going to know how this truck feels and handles after a certain point of time. If you wake up one day and it doesn't feel right, stop, check it out. If you're riding down the road, smell. If you smell electrical, if you smell brakes, if you smell smoke, if you smell anything like that, stop. Use your senses. Truck driving is not a science. It can be, but it's a lot of common sense. Use your senses. It doesn't look, smell, or feel right, pull over. And I hate to keep looking down, but I had to make a list or else this video would be really drawn out. Again, going back to trip planning, plan your trips. Plan your trips how you know you like to run, how many hours that you like to run, how many miles do you like to run, what's good for your fatigue, what's good for the weather, you know, and still being able to make it on time, safe with your freight and tack. So plan your trips out. And when I mean trip planning, I'm not meaning, you know, let's get a whiteboard and connect the dots. No. What I typically do is I have Copilot on my Samsara tablet, and I have a Garmin GPS. I run both of those GPSs. Before I go on my trip, I do a satellite Google's Earth view of the location. A lot of times you can look at these facilities and see where the trucks are parked. Okay, well, I know this is a general idea where I need to be going in this facility at. You can see the roads. You can see, you know, if it's just a 2-lane road, if it's tight, okay, I'm going to have to take it easy through here, make calculated decisions. Or if it's a big 4-lane, wide open highway, okay, you know, I've got plenty of room to turn in and out of this facility. So just, you know, make mental notes. I know when I'm doing permitted loads, I write down on a piece of paper, you know, certain routes. Okay, so just trip plan. Trip plan, it goes a long way. It takes 5 minutes to do, 10 minutes to do. It could save you a lot of headache and save you a lot of time. This goes back to operational advice again. That's where we're at. Communicating delays, traffic. This goes back to this. You see, this all falls in line. This goes back with trip planning, making good sound decisions. Communicate your delays, traffic, weather, and excessive load times. Your fleet manager, driver manager, or whatever you want to call it, is your friend out here. They're your co-worker. They're here to make you succeed. You're here to make them succeed, okay? I know people get bad driver managers. If that's the case, swap. But communicate your delays. You may seem like you're hassling your fleet manager, but keeping them up to date, they have 40 or, you know, 30 or however many other drivers they're worried about. They're not specifically watching you all day long. So to just call and give them a 2-minute update, hey, got delayed 2 hours, this is where I'm at, this is the route I'm taking, this road was closed, just to let you know so you could be abreast of the situation. They can call and make better decisions and plan better and contact the customer if they know. If you're 4 hours late to a delivery and you just show up at the customer, now you've got to start explaining yourself. You have bigger issues at hand. So just when things happen, call your fleet manager, contact them, stay abreast of the situation, let them know what's going on and communicate it. Update your fleet manager with plans, again, and ETA. I do this every morning. I wake up in the morning, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what happened yesterday. This is my ETA, you know, bar nothing changes. This is the plan. Financial advice. I'm no banker. I'm no accountant. What works for me may not work for you. This is just common sense, just general overview, okay? Kind of what I've seen out here on the road. Keep track of your accessory spendings, meaning like, or earnings. So like with flatbed, we get TARP pay, okay? You know, we get layover pay, different things like that. Safety and performance bonuses. Again, your fleet manager has other drivers. Things can slip through the crack. You're not annoying them to call and say, hey, I'm just making sure my layover pay got approved or whatever it may be. Keep track of that stuff. Keep track of your TARP pay, keep track of your layover pay, keep track of if you have to get something for the truck, you know, fuses, whatever it is, keep the receipts. Keep track of your accessory spending and your earnings that you are entitled to. You know, hey, my safety bonus didn't make it on this check. I was just calling to make sure that it got approved. If not, what's going on? These are large companies. They have a lot of moving parts. Things can slip through the crack. A lot of times it's nothing personal to you. It's just a slip through the crack. So, you know, again, this is all goes back to updating your fleet manager, talking to them. Hey, just, you know, making sure this is on there. I know whenever I get a TARP load in my comments before I submit my departed shipping, in the comments. I put tarp load just to be sure, you know. The wheels have to turn to be making money in these trucks, okay? You can't drive 3 hours a day, stop and do a 14-hour break, drive 3 hours, stop, do a 12-hour break. You won't make money. In truck driving, you have to turn these wheels to make money within your safe, what you've deemed safe and reasonable for you, okay? I see a lot of guys that get tied up in these truck stops looking at, you know, headsets, looking at, you know, gifts. You know, they'll spend 45 minutes in a truck stop walking around. They want to sit and talk on the phone in the parking lot for 45 minutes. That stuff adds up, eats into your time. When you're working, treat this as your business. You may be a company driver. I don't know. But even if you're a company driver, this truck is your business. How you make money and how you handle yourself only benefits you. Keep your truck moving. Keep your truck up to par on safety. Keep your truck up to par on maintenance. Try to eliminate downtime. Keep your truck moving and you'll be successful. You'll make money. I see a lot of drivers, they fail because of that situation. All right, looking down again. Let's go to the next one. Investing ways to cook and provide your own food. This is a big one. Again, these truck stops are extremely expensive. They know that truck drivers come here, they're on the road, they're away from their family and homes, and I wouldn't say price gouge, but they definitely inflate their prices because they know that you're going to buy from them, okay? So me, personally, I have an air fryer and I have a hot plate with a skillet. And if I have to stay out over the road and do a 34-hour reset, I order from Walmart and have them deliver food to my truck. You know, I keep eggs, I keep sandwich meat, I keep canned soup, I keep bread, you know, noodles, whatever I can. About 2 or 3 times a week, I will buy something from the gas station just because I want to change it up. But most of the time for breakfast, whatever it may be, I'm eating in my truck. I'm making eggs, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be a big thing where you're cooking, you know, a 3-course meal or whatever it may be. Make it simple. Eggs are super simple. You throw them in there, scramble them, throw some ham in there. It's done. 5 minutes, done. You've got breakfast. Normally when I'm home on the weekends, that Sunday, I'll pre-make like 2 or 3 meals, whether it be, you know, hamburger meat, rice, and green beans or whatever it may be. I put it in my refrigerator. I've got 3 dinners for that week. Invest in yourself a little bit of money and you will make out. You can easily live paycheck to paycheck just on the road. You can live paycheck to paycheck spending $200, $250 a week buying food and stupid stuff from the gas stations and the truck stops. So invest in yourself, use your head, use a little common sense. You know, peanut butter jelly, ham and cheese sandwiches, whatever it may be, rough it. If you have to, rough it a little bit. We're here to make money. We're not here to make, you know, life on the road or whatever. My life's at home, you know. So let's see, going along with that on the next thing would be don't live on your cash advances, okay? Again, a lot of times guys will go in, they get 2 cash advances a week. They're pulling out those cash advances to do what? To buy food from the truck stops. So immediately they're losing money. When they hit payday, they're getting $100, $200 cut right off their check, you know, because they're just buying food or whatever they might want or whatever it may be off of cash advances. You know, you can go broke out here driving, and that's a real thing. And you have no money to show for when you do get home. Okay? The caveat to that is don't pull cash advances out unless you have a purpose. Me, I have a purpose. Every Tuesday I pull out a $75 cash advance. Okay? I do not spend it. I save it. So just like this is December for Christmas, I had $900 saved just from cash advances, just pulling it out and saving it. Guess what? My Christmas for my family and myself is paid for. Okay? I don't have to stress and worry about how to pay for Christmas out of a paycheck. And then I'll start saving again. I use it for emergency money. Okay, so you can do it if you have a purpose, but if you're just pulling it out to pull it out to just spend on food or gadgets in a truck stop, you're going to go broke. Okay, so that covers operational and financial advice, some safety. Okay, the last thing I want to go to is driving, and things that I've learned. Okay, and from doing safety with my drivers when I was a fleet manager. Number one, always, that you see it in the videos, but it's true. Aim high, look ahead. One of the most common and dangerous situations I run into on the road is traffic being stopped. You come around a curve, you're doing 65, 70 miles an hour, you come around a curve on the interstate and traffic stopped right there. These trucks cannot stop that quick. Anticipate every move that you make on the road. If I'm driving and I'm looking ahead a half a mile and I start seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 taillights, I know something's going on. I know traffic's slowing. I'm going ahead and slowing my truck down, whether it be with my engine brake, my foot brake, I got my foot over the pedal. I'm anticipating a stop. Aim high, look ahead, anticipate the traffic patterns. If you do have to make a sudden stop, try not to make sudden maneuvers. Don't panic and maneuver super quick. These trucks will roll over. You will shift your load. Only in an extreme emergency would you want to try to do that. But the best way is to stab brake a little bit. Don't lock your brakes up. Stab brake a little bit. Turn your hazards on to let traffic know behind you, hey, I'm having to make a quick stop. Here, the traffic pattern's changing. I'm having to stop quick. So anticipate traffic, aim high. Number 2, move slow, make a plan, and be methodical about how you drive. Look ahead. If a turn looks tight, if it looks like you need to get over a little bit to make a turn, signal early, start planning your turn ahead of time. Don't go in there at 15, 20 miles an hour. Who cares how inconvenienced the traffic is behind you? Creep up to that turn. A little bit of timing, a little bit of planning, and moving slow will save you a lot of time and headache if you hit something and tear something up. Because I'm here to tell you that no matter how minor you think hitting something or bumping something is, it's always going to be expensive in a truck like this. With the insurance, the cost of repairs, it's always going to be expensive. Hitting your mirror, breaking your mirror can turn into a $1,500 deal real quick. You hit another truck at a truck stop and tear the headlight off. Well, guess what? They're out of service. They can't drive until they get a new panel. Guess who's going to pay for that? Them being out of service and time lost? Your company. Plan your turns ahead of time. Move slow and think about what you're doing. Backing at truck stops. Who cares how inconvenienced or somebody blowing their horn at you is? If you don't feel confident to stab it in a hole, take your time. Maneuver your truck what's comfortable for you. Don't make bad or hasty decisions trying to show off how good you are at backing, or make bad decisions because some jerk is in a truck blowing his horn because he thinks you're taking an extra minute or two too long to get into a hole because he's a super trucker and been driving for 30 years. Who cares? You do you on the road. Again, this goes back to all this plays in line. You drive your truck, nobody else. With that being said, if I will, make a little tip here. If you are backing into a spot and you're having a little bit of trouble at a truck stop, if you can create enough room and there's a line of trucks, wave them on. Say, hey, come on, guys. Y'all move on along, and let them pass. And then you finish your maneuvering in and out. Number 2, driving in these facilities, especially with flatbed, follow their rules. They will kick you out. If it says 15 miles an hour, do 15 miles an hour. Don't be in there trying to creep 5 miles an hour to not run your clock. They'll kick you out. If they say wear your hard hat, safety vest, wear your hard hat and safety vest. A lot of these shippers and receivers do not play. They have other trucks and other people that want to make that money, and they're just a phone call away. You can ruin that for your company by going in there and just acting like an idiot riding around. Okay, so follow the rules of the road. Inspect your truck, do your pre-post inter-trip inspections, drive safe, look ahead, plan, anticipate traffic patterns, trip plan. Look at your intersections, pay attention to what you're doing. If you're making left turns, stay all the way out to that outermost lane. Just take your time, move slow. Accidents can and do happen. If something happens, stop, call. Don't if you bump something, don't say, oh, screw it, let me just go, whatever. No, stop, think about it. Think, okay, I need my trailer to go this way. Okay, stop, think, plan. Okay, but that's just some general overview ideas for new drivers. I don't want to make this video too long, but operate this truck as your business. Operate yourself in a way that you can financially benefit from this industry without making yourself go broke. And then operate your truck in a safe and timely manner. Drive safe and be successful. If anybody has any comments, questions, drop them down below. You can hit that like button or subscribe if you want. I'll try to make more of these videos. I'm probably going to move into more flatbed specific stuff in the next few videos. So if you're interested in that, also, I'm going to drop my driver code in the description with my email. You can contact me personally if you're interested in Jordan carriers. I can get you in contact with a recruiter. You can call a recruiter yourself. And everybody have a blessed and safe day, and we'll see you on the next one.